Pothead University, it's your favorite stoner Kush Kels. I'm outside of Affinity Dispensary right here in Connecticut. I'm happy to be here. It's a very important day. First day of recreational sales in Connecticut. So I drove all the way out here, an hour and 45 minutes, just to document, some of the experiences that some of these customers are having on this first day of recreational sales. Now, in my hand, I have made my first purchase in Connecticut. $132, I believe I just spent inside of here. $132 to be exact. I purchased two 3.5s of cannabis. One was from Curaleaf, whole flower. It says 3.5. It's called Purple. And it is testing in at 25%. Okay, not bad. Exactly $60 for this Curaleaf product. Now, I'm going to be all honest with you guys. As I said, top of 2023, I'm going to have to keep things a lot more serious this time around and give the heartfelt reaction of everyone's cannabis and what's going on. So Pothead University will take a very controversial turn. But I'm going to have to be all honest with this. Curaleaf Purple Flower is not what I'm expecting. It's not up to par. Very bad trim job on it, and definitely not something that I will go back to. So let me put this receipt back into my pocket and pull out some of this Curaleaf. Still got extra leaves on there. Definitely bad trim job. So I'm not happy with this purchase for $60. Definitely won't be purchasing more of the purple from Curaleaf here. But it's hit or miss, especially over here rather than the West Coast where you can actually see your cannabis. I have also purchased another 3.5. This 3.5 I was very thrilled with, very happy with. Blanca Vec flower. It's from CTP Pharma. It's testing in at 30%. One thing I noticed that was different, when I opened this up, it had another seal that I had to peel off of here. So they're definitely protecting this at all costs. High-end cannabis, it's the kind of cannabis I like to smell and consume. As you guys can see, great trim job, definitely a lot better than Curaleaf has floating around in here. I haven't seen all the Curaleaf products, so I can't speak on everything, but I can say that the purple is not up to par. It's an important day for Connecticut, and I've seen a lot of people frequenting inside of this building today. How you doing, sir?
Professional setup.
Absolutely. How you feeling? So what's your name?
My name is Bob. Pleased to meet you.
Bob? All right, it's Kush Kels, your favorite stoner, reporting here for Pothead University. I'm standing in front of Affinity Dispensaries with my friend Bob. He's about to go in and make his first purchase, a recreational purchase. What are some of your expectations, Bob?
Well, I'm going to expect variety and a certain quality of service. That's what I'm expecting. I don't know what else to go with, but I'm going to start with low expectations, and I can be pleasantly surprised.
Mm-hmm. No, I think that it's important that you can come in here and obtain your cannabis with no medical card. You don't have to go through the whole state process of having to file, whatever form it is, application. So how do you feel about that?
Sounds good to me. I don't like filling out forms. I'm very much of I'm a free man, not a number.
How do you think this is going to affect the illicit market out here in Connecticut, being able to obtain your cannabis?
It's going to be market prices. Who can provide what the person wants at a price they like? That's all economics wins over everything. After that, we're going to have to see who's going to crack down on what, because let's be honest, most of this is to save the state money. Mm-hmm. And if the non-shop people, I'll be polite here, can provide something that people want for a lower price, then the people with the shops are going to have to do something. But it's always been money makes the laws. That's the way it is. But if you'll excuse me, thank you very much.
I'm going to get your feedback when you come on out.
When I was a Cub reporter with WSDC, I did this.
Mm-hmm.
Cub.
Long ago.
You mentioned, you asked him about the illicit market, which I don't even like that term, because To me, ganja growers and dealers are good people. Due to the so-called illicit market in Colorado, which I just moved from 5 years ago, killed the outlaw growers.
Really?
Except for the people who are doing it as their sole livelihood.
Okay.
And then a lot of those people are having to ship out of state. The price, for one thing, they got limited number of dispensaries here in Colorado. In Denver, there was like 6 within easy walking distance where I lived.
Okay.
And the price, I left here 5 years ago to come take care of my 100-year-old mother here, which she was 95 then. But I left in the spring of whatever the year that was, 2017. If you were a careful shopper, you could get like an ounce for $125 in Denver. I left my stuff in storage. I came back that fall to get my stuff out of storage.
How much now?
$75.
Okay.
Now that's not top of the line.
Well, okay. After a certain amount of time, you start looking for certain strains you like. Now with the non-business card holding group. But I'm being polite here.
Outlaws are good.
Well, yeah, outlaws can be good. They tended to have more of a variety is what they could get.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things with this, the customer's going to want certain things like some of us like sativas, some of us like indicas. And if somebody says, I want to get this experience, back in the day it was called the surround. You might be, forgive me, more mature mature enough to remember the old terms, the surround, set and setting, right?
Yeah, okay.
Hey, I'm a big fan of Stuart Brandt.
How old are you?
I'm only 57, or I will be in 2 days.
God bless.
Thanks. But the thing is, I grew up around a lot of interesting people on, as they used to say, both sides of the youth quake.
Okay, I'm going to jump in with the you're talking about this available strains.
Yeah.
Available strains. One thing I don't like about the laws here, they're not supposed to sell anything over 30% in the recreation, although they just did.
Really?
I
didn't say that.
30.
I'm lying. They didn't actually. But which is stupid because medical patients need the CBD.
Yep.
THC is to get high.
Well,
so why don't you sell the good high THC pot to the stoners?
Also, the high THC really seems to short circuit PTSD forms. Whoops.
That's
Maybe it might be yours.
Yeah. That's the first purchase I made.
Stay.
I wasn't very happy.
They told me that it was about the 30%. I said, "Fuck this! I'm going to keep driving to Massachusetts."
Okay.
And then something that I didn't think was going to happen happened.
What's that?
Well, I just said it, and then I had to say I was lying.
Oh, okay. I've had.
So you're the second person today that said prior to today, a lot of people would drive up to Massachusetts from this area?
Because Massachusetts has a recreational currently. Some of these noises.
By law, they have to tell you what the THC is.
Yes, they do.
And I think that's the same here. But here's the tip about Massachusetts. You drive up to Hartford and Springfield. There's a pain in the ass in terms of traffic. I went up to one of their dispensaries once and they pulled a bait and switch on me.
Wow.
I drove all the way up there and I had a strain order and they said, we're out of that. And I said, what are you talking about? I ordered it.
Yeah,
and
I gave you money.
I stayed there until I got it right. But then I discovered, if you look on the internet, you can find out, check all the dispensaries, what they have. Drive up to Western Massachusetts, no traffic.
Yep.
Route 8 becomes a 2-lane highway. I saw a moose.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with them moose.
I saw a moose just over the Massachusetts line. And the dispensaries in Pittsfield, I'm going to give them a plug. They're the best. They got like 30% all over the place.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go get in line and see what they have.
No line.
Hey, looking forward to hearing your response coming out. I can give you a referral. This seems to be a great purchase for me.
No.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
What is this?
Which one?
It's Blanca Vec flower by CTP Pharma.
Now, is that that's going to be a hybrid probably, but which way does it lean?
I'm not sure.
Beautiful.
I think, no, I'm guessing.
And this tested at 30.
Okay.
That's
Well,
strange.
if you'll excuse me, have a good one.
Okay, guys, this smells fabulous.
Yeah.
The nickname for the state is the land of steady habits, which means it's uptight. People, all they care about is money. They're not going to let us grow our own until the they just opened these dispensaries because they're concerned about tax revenue. Vermont was the opposite. Vermont let you grow your own for a long time before they even got the dispensary started. But fuck them, I'm an outlaw. I grew this summer. Ha ha.
God bless you. Pothead University, that's what we're all about. You heard it here first, man. Beautiful people out here, beautiful reactions outside of Affinity Dispensary in Connecticut, New Haven, Connecticut. Beautiful day for cannabis history right now. Recreational sales are in effect in Connecticut statewide. What happened in there?
I didn't even go in because they won't let you go in. They want you to order outside the door, which I don't do.
They want you to order outside of the door.
Right there's a gentleman with a tablet. He will take your orders. You can then go in and purchase, actually pick up your purchase. I find that is not good business.
What were you expecting coming here?
I was expecting to be able to go into the building, see what they have for myself, and not look at a tablet screen. And I don't feel that that's the kind of business I want to give my money to. Have a good one.
Appreciate you. Hey, come get a free t-shirt.
Oh, thank you. Free grinder. Excellent. Thank you, sir.
The indica, for me to remember, is go in the couch, right? Makes you chill. Sativa, kind of more get shit done. And hybrid, which I don't know how you do that, but right, it's $40. 31%. That's the highest THC level that we have, 31.7, and it's $40 per name. Right? It's a hybrid, so you go wrong on that.
I get, for that price, I could get 2 eighths.
Oh yeah, so you get a quarter down the street, right?
So it's like it's
yeah. This is all like straight on.
Does it matter to you that this is lab tested and guaranteed cleaner product?
Nah, not really, because it's basically cause I've been going to the weed shows too, honestly, I had to, like I told him before, I had the weed card.
Yeah.
And the price was crazy, and I wasn't really like getting high from it. Really.
Yeah. See, I just look at it now. For me personally, with all the stuff going on with like fentanyl, that scares the shit out of me, man. I'm an old guy. I can't be dying on my kids and shit.
You just gotta know who you're getting it from.
Yeah, no, understood. But for me, I've got the card, and it's it just works for me. I get it though. I mean, the price
too much.
is everything, right? Yeah.
All right, thanks anyway.
Hey, brother.
Take care.
Appreciate it.
Came all the way out to CT. You know I came to link with the big bro. Yeah, Sersky, we here. Good pizza, good vibes. You know what's going on.
Yo, Vic, I used to go give Vic a nigga front. Someone when I'm in the tunnel by myself, I was like, yo, Vic, just stay close. Be like, alright, a nigga front. I'll be like, yo, Vic, come here. Come here, this nigga front. See a nigga, Vic grab a nigga by his head, not by his neck, by his head, like this, and pick the nigga up. Like, nigga, is you crazy? Is you out your fucking mind? Yo, oh shit, Vic used to be silly in the tunnel. Nah, he was robbing niggas in the tunnel. Security.
It's your favorite Stoner Kush Kels. I'm here at Modern A Pizza in New Haven, Connecticut. I got the munchies, so my brother Vic brought me over here. Now, it's my first time here. Definitely some great oven pizza. Vic, how long you been coming here?
I actually been coming here for a few years. You know, me and my wife. It's one of the spots that we frequent because it's real authentic brick oven pizza. The salads are great, everything is fresh, and they got great customer service.
Are you under the influence right now?
Absolutely. If you see me outside, I'm gonna be under the influence.
Okay, so what did you consume today? Today is the first day of recreational sales in Connecticut. So what did you consume today on this first day of recreational sales? How are you feeling? And obviously it brought you over here to Modern A Pizza. So let me know some of your feedback on that.
Well, as I was pulling up to the actual dispensary, which is called Affinity, it's in New Haven, Connecticut, I was already smoking something personal. So, and it was high quality, high grade, because that's the lane I try to stay in. So when we pulled up, after, discussing with you some of the functionings and operations of how the system was working. I wasn't too happy because I don't want to look at a bud on the iPad and have to choose it before I actually see it, before I actually smell it. So I was a little hesitant, but you gave me some great options and you recommended something, and I'm pleased with what I got. Like good terps, tastes good, definitely high. My wife is high. Look at her. And so, we got the munchies. We done came here and tore it up. We came, we saw shit, we fucked shit up, and we leave it. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was a great experience. Just me personally speaking, I'm always gonna be a black market guy. It's just, that's my thing. The reason is because why would I pay 20% tax on something that I don't have to? And somebody will be like, well, because it's clean and it's been tested and well, I'm 48 years old. I've been smoking damn near my whole life. So the whole legalization aspect of it, it's amazing. I'm proud to say that I can see it legalized. I'm proud that, after thinking that this will never happen in my lifetime, for it to happen is a cool experience. But as far as what makes sense, if they don't make some adjustments or addendums to the way the legal market is being conducted and being operated, I just don't see how they're gonna have long-term success. Because why would I pay $45 to $50 extra for the same thing that I could get, and the quality will be better, honestly. So it's just, now when it comes to edibles, concentrates, I think dispensaries are great because those are things that you can't measure. Mm-hmm. And so you don't want to buy a bunch of candy from a dude on the street that you don't know what's been, or buy a cookie from your buddy or buy a brownie from your friend. Those are things that, you have to weigh out. But as far as flower, I just think the black market will always be the most dominant unless something changes.
I like that feedback. We're on a segment of I Got the Munchies. This is a have fun segment on Pothead University. So let me know some of your go-to munchie treats. When you're already baked, half baked, what are your go-tos? Obviously a great slice of oven baked pizza, brick oven pizza. What else is your go-to munchies when you're under the influence? Talk to me.
Oof. What's the name of them green cookies?
I know they coconut.
Yeah, these coconut cookies that come in a green pack. Bitches is a little expensive for some cookies, but boy, when I tell you, with a glass of milk right before you go to sleep, you're gonna go to sleep you're gonna have that face, boy, because it's a combination of things, and then you got your old basics like, I try to stay away from sugary stuff now because I've changed my ways. But, Frosted Flakes was a Captain Crunch. Sometimes I used to take a half a bowl of Frosted Flakes, top it off with Captain Crunch. And to me, that was like the one because it was, you was having all this thing going on. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I like cakes and little stuff like that. As far as food, I'm a wings guy. So when I get high, ain't nothing like, let's go anywhere they got wings, and I'm gonna get 25, teriyaki and 25 habaneros or something. You know what I'm saying? Like some shit like that. I like to eat good. You know what I'm saying? You can tell I like to eat good, goddammit. So that's one of them things.
Favorite movie to watch when you're under the influence?
Just one movie?
One movie. If you could choose one movie, cannabis based, something where you've seen them even smoking in the movie, what are you gonna throw on? A nostalgic cannabis based movie.
Most people would say Friday, right? Especially coming from, I grew up with that movie. When the movie came out, I was their age. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that now is as much as I would want to pick something else, I would have to say Friday because it touched on so much. It touched on the selling aspect. It touched on the owing aspect. It touched on the collecting aspect. It touched on the being high and, and some of the dumb decisions that we make. So as far as just culturally, Friday was the one for me. Word.
I like that. I like that. Definitely one of my favorite. Definitely a classic.
So many legends, like like Debo was in there, and I don't know if he passed away or not. I think he passed away.
I'm not sure. I think he might have. Tiny.
Yeah, I think he passed away, and then AJ the crackhead. My neck, my back, my neck. He passed away. So it's just like it's crazy, and that's why I always say I'm thankful to be here, because it's like when you get to this age that I'm 48 years old. What happens is a lot of things start to change, right? And people, but you're just thankful for the experiences. And when you look back at all that you've overcome and all that, that's why I love getting high. Like I told you earlier in our private conversation, I'm gonna try to smoke the best weed I can until my days are gone. Like I'm not smoking no mid. Don't come around me with none of that. Like I don't care if it's free. I don't want none of your pre-rolls. Like I need gas, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to be where I want to be, because a lot of times people ask us why y'all smoke so much weed. They don't understand the trauma we've been through. Like we done seen some shit. We done been through some shit. So this keeps me insane. It keeps me from having to focus on negativity. It keeps me from having to dwell on the past. Every time I smoke, I know things will always get better. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always gonna be a light at the end of the tunnel. And when you're younger, you don't really see that, but with age comes wisdom. And with wisdom comes understanding, you know what I'm saying? So that's the big thing. You gotta, like, a lot of times we do things and we don't know why we do them. Now I'm in a place where I understand why I do the things I do. And I'm more than ever, I'm thankful, you know what I'm saying, for the shit. People around me and the way I conduct myself, all is well.
I think that's some special insight. Vic, tell me, in this last year of traveling around Connecticut or wherever you might have, traveled, let me know some of the top strains that you have obtained this past 12 months of smoking cannabis. What are some of the top strains that have come across your table? We know that you're definitely a picky smoker. You're not going to fall for the regular booth pack that are in a lot of these packs floating around. So let me know what has been on your radar as a shocker, a surprise, or something that you may gravitate back to 2 or 3 times in a year or a week or whatever. What has your local dealer been providing to you that has been a wow?
I think for a long time we looked at LA like LA was the capital of the weed world. And it still might be, but I just think that what used to be exclusive no longer is. Like you had, I was a cookies guy. Every time I went to LA, I'm gonna go to cookies and I'm gonna get the cereal milk, and I'm gonna get the Gary Payton, and I'm gonna get the London pound cake, and I'm gonna get the sangria, and I'm gonna get whatever strains they got, because I believe in smoking good, and I've been through all the backpack boys and all that. So at this point in time, it's really, and let's be honest, for people like us that smoke a lot of bud, this is all gelato based. So gelato, like they took a gelato, crossed it with a Skittles.
Shout out to Sherbinski. Shout out to Fields.
And shout out to Young LB too, though, because when it crossed, that's what made that, and then everybody just copied it. And I don't got no problems with nobody. Everybody can do their thing, but without runts, there's no gumbo. And so you just those are things that you have to pay attention to. So with me, I'm a connoisseur, right? So, like, I'm a haze guy. I love haze. And then, if I could get my hands on sour, I'm a New York nigga, so I like sour. But the thing about sour is this. The closest thing LA has to sour is OG. And when I go to LA, I get the OG, and I've gotten Marathon OG, and I've gotten Billy Kimbo OG, and it's like, but it's just not sour. It's good bud, it tastes good, but it's not sour. So now what I find myself is, anytime I can get my hands on haze, I'm gonna get it. And then usually I'm gonna stick with a good gelato, Skittles, one of those blends. And there's different strains out there. And then, but I stay away from platinum. I stay away from shit like that. I don't care about price. To me, it has to be clean. And 2 things that I use to describe the weed that we got from the dispensary earlier was this. 1, the terps were incredible. They tasted good. But 2, it had a punch. The first hit, I tasted it on the first hit, and the first hit made me cough. And for me, that's what I'm looking for. I want to feel that punch. I want to feel my, because we all know that when that happens, the high usually ends up being better and stronger and it lasts longer. So those are all the effects of that.
Hey, definitely some great feedback from you today. We are here at Modern A Pizza.
This is amazing. Absolutely. Yeah. Me too. So congrats that we both got to be a part of that. Yeah. What do you think this does for the illicit market?
I'm going there next.
I've got that feedback from a lot of people. My last question, quick before you go. Connecticut just cleared a lot of past weed convictions. Is that enough, or what do you think it's going to take? Or is there more things that need to be done in Connecticut? For small offenders, they cleared their charges. Small weed offenders. For larger crimes with cannabis, they are providing programs. What are your thoughts on that?
So I'm really excited because I've been caught with weed before in the past, and it's no fun. So yeah, I don't think it was a crime. It shouldn't have been a crime, and now are they making things right again? I don't understand. I don't know what's going on, but this is exciting and new. And I'm glad for people who have been less fortunate than me. I was able to get out. I had some weed on me, and it was illegal at the time. But hopefully, those folks can feel like that's a tough question. I just hope they can get back on their feet and do well. I'm sorry.